puzzle solving, discovery, a little bit of storytelling, mind-altering events, and oh yeah, the fear! Let's continue to scare with layers of fear. So I asked, what horror VR games scared you? And I got an answer. @SajVR on Twitter said, affected the matter was great. I'm playing Layers of Fear right now. Very scary. I was also told good luck, and I'm gonna tell you the same thing. You're gonna need it. Layers of Fear takes place in the mansion of a parent artist, and you quickly realize as the story progresses that painting isn't this guy's only talent. A ton of weird shit starts to unravel.
The thought alone that the most beautiful piece of art doesn't have my name on it is killing me. So, will you marry me? First, I looked for a canvas. Not just any canvas. I had to find a knife. Not one of those bread ones. It needed to be as sharp as a razor.
Now the game's really slow pace at first, but as you continue it starts to pick up and the fear really starts to show itself. Now if you remember in the last video of Affected the Manor, I said I would have liked to seen that be more of a strategy survival horror VR game, and Layers of Fear definitely is that. You have different puzzle solving in the game. There are a lot of different pictures that have numbers on it or secret codes that you have to decipher to unlock different doors that you end up getting locked into even though you were allowed into it first. You turn around, the damn door's locked and you're stuck in a room. Sometimes you're stuck in a room that has no doors. You also have to find different elements such as a piece of skin, a vial of, I don't know if it's blood or some sort of medicine. You have to find keys to unlock doors to progress in the game, and also at one point you find the crank that I spent far too long trying to crank, only to discover that you don't need to crank it. Now the door opens just because the crank was put into the mechanism. What the hell? What the hell was that? You definitely want to go around each one of the specific rooms and see what you can touch, what you can open, what you might discover within a drawer or a closet, or even sometimes the candles or light switches can reveal something that you need in order to escape that part of the room. A lot of the game is kind of an escape room or escape house. I know the one time I was in a room, there was a chest, it had a combination lock on it, and I was sitting there for far too long trying to figure out what this lock was. There was a paper in another room that said 790 on it. I thought that was the code. It wasn't, and yes, I had to cheat a little, and this is what made me discover that I had to look at every aspect of the room, and I was told that you can touch the candle, and the candle ended up showing you the combination. So my suggestion is check everything. Now the one thing that drove me really nuts in this game is, if I had to be honest with you, it's a really big mind f***. The scenery is changing constantly. You go into one room and then all of a sudden you switch the light on and the whole environment changes, or you turn around, there's no doors in the whole room, even though you got into that room and there was a door to begin with. When you finally figure out that room and you're able to unlock a door, or the door appears, you walk out that door and it's not the room that you were in before when you walked into the room that you were currently in. There's things floating around like chairs and desks, and at one point you can actually, which I gotta give it to him, it wasn't just floating around and it was there. You can actually touch it and move it as though gravity went in reverse and you were in space. That was kind of cool. Everything just kept changing and it was screwing with my head, which kind of made me really involved in the game. Kudos for the immersion element of the game. So how did the game scare? Unfortunately, as I said before, it was slow go at first. There were some startling music playing. There were things like words appearing on the wall in either black paint or red paint. Sometimes it looked like blood. There were paintings around the mansion that would change. There is a main quarters of the artist, his paint room. There is a paint, and you're going around this mansion trying to find clues and morph this picture into whatever this sick artist is into. And it does get disturbing at some point where the painting goes. It ends up getting to some really scary points, and in normal life certain events would happen. Let's say ghosts are real. You're in a dark mansion. You look into the distance and you see a black shadow person. What do? Well, I'll tell you what I wouldn't do. I wouldn't walk over there. But apparently I put on a VR headset. I see that and I say, what the hell? I'm going to go over there. I'm going to get close. I want to know what that is. And I did. I walked over there and I got close, and all of a sudden things went dark, and boom, right in my face. Oh, shit. A scary looking woman who looks like she has been burned, which ironically at some point the story leads to some fire happening, and I guess some woman got burned. Either way, that shit scared the crap out of me, man. Then there are a ton of parts where there's a girl crying. There's weird porcelain dolls. Here we go again with these darn dolls from Affected the Manor. There was one time we walked into a room and you can hear, like, you ever know, those dolls that you can pull the string and then it made noises or said something? Well, it sounded like one of those ones that was broken, and the voice sounded a little animatronic, and it just kept going off, and you discovered inside the chest and it's going off. And I swear to God, I walked 3 or 4 rooms away and I can still hear it. I don't know if it was just in my head, it got in my head, or it was actually still going and I can hear it. What was the one thing that I could not stand about this game? The washed out colors, the dim lighting, and also when you moved, it kind of did this like focusing thing. Like, if the room was dark, your pupils start to get smaller and you start to focus in on a smaller area. That all together was kind of annoying. It actually looked like you were looking into goggles. It kind of reminded me of the Samsung Gear VR when that came out. Now granted, Layers of Fear came out in 2016, so the graphics aren't going to be up to par with some of the other high-end VR games, but it made me sick. I was playing for about 45 minutes and that was me pushing it. It was hard to see. It was definitely straining the eyes. I just wish, and I know they were trying to go for a certain effect, but like the area was more lit. Well, we've arrived at the end of the video. If you played Layers of Fear, let me know down below what you thought of the game. Did it scare you? What didn't you like? What did you like? Anything that I discussed in this video, if you want to hit me back with a response or your opinion, please always do that in the comments down below. Also, let me know of any other scary games. I want to continue this fear theme going. I really want to find the game that really almost gets me to a borderline heart attack. I don't have to tell you, if you found the video to be entertaining, go ahead, smash that like button. And I didn't actually reach the end of the game yet because, like I said, it kind of gave me motion sickness. I had to take breaks after a half an hour to 45 minutes. If you're interested in seeing or continuing the fear and also seeing the end of the game, go ahead and follow me at We Deem Gaming on Instagram, and meet us back here next Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for another video. I mean, the graphics on that thing suck, but it still startled me.